Hey traders, welcome back to another market update where we take a look at the Forex market and see what's going on in terms of technical analysis. In today's video, we're going to start out with Euro USD. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So Euro USD making a series of lower lows, and as you can see, we did get a lot of bearishness last week here on the Euro USD. Price actually fell through the level that we had talked about, this zone of potential support that we said there was a pretty good chance of actually breaking. We were actually correct about our analysis there, and price broke through and held underneath. Now the big thing going forward that I see here on Euro USD, one of my favorite setups would be some sort of retracement here back to this zone. We could call it our zone, our kill zone, right? The idea here of that previous level of support could actually now act as a level of resistance. So looking for the trend continuation here might actually be something that I'm interested in. Now, one more thing to add is if we draw this trend line, there might actually be some trend line levels to look out for there on something like the 4-hour chart. We might actually get a little cleaner of a picture here of a potential retest, right? So if price were to make a little kind of counter trend here back to this zone of resistance and combine itself with this trend line, there might actually be some nice little setups for the downside continuation play. That is one that I will be looking out for personally. GBP USD here, holding this level of support very nicely, you can see, but now at the start of this week, we did gap, or at least we started to see some bearishness. You can see price gapped open right there and actually continued to fall to the downside. We are seeing a recovery this morning, or this kind of New York session now on this pair. So we'll see if we can get any sort of continued bullishness there, or if this market is ready to break lower. Now, the big thing is, if we're looking at the bearish case, if we see a price break underneath here, I like the idea potentially of seeing further downside, but in the current place where we're at, it looks like price is remaining in that range bound market that we've seen. You can see price came down and tagged this level before kind of rising again. We've just been back and forth overall with the pound, so waiting for some sort of significant break there. Dollar yen, one more thing that I've been waiting here on this pair, as we mentioned last time, is the idea of a price breaking this level and looking for the continuation there. That's really my favorite setup on this pair right now. I think we're in kind of a ranging market a little bit on this pair as well, and looking for the breakout might be something that interests me, looking to get long if we see kind of price make its way and break through those levels of resistance. Gold is our next pair here, looking like it wants to make a break to the recent highs here. We're pretty close, just let's see, just a little bit off of that recent structure high there that we just recently found resistance at, right? So resistance in these two areas. We're currently trading in a range as well on this pair, and the big question here would be, if we can break above, can we see the continuation or the next leg of this uptrend that we've seen overall? My bias remains bullish overall on gold. We will see what happens here going forward. Next up is Brent crude. You can see Brent crude did actually catch a nice little bounce here off of this this zone of support down here. WTI crude also looking pretty similar. You can see what we're doing right now, which is big, is we're retesting this area here. So price is back to this point and now retesting to see, can we break above? If we can break above, we might actually have a little bit more room for the reversal side, but currently testing this level of resistance here. We'll see what ends up happening. If price does decide to get bullish, I would be interested in potentially looking to join the move on some sort of retest. Okay, so next up is AUD USD, still hovering and consolidating around the recent structure lows here, looking long term. If we see a break above, there might actually be a bullish case here. Same idea as what we just talked about on oil, would be the consolidation zone breaking above and holding and looking for the retest. That might actually be a setup that I like on AUD USD. Same thing actually on the downside. If we see breaks below, I think AUD USD has room to run to the downside as well. Just my personal analysis there on Aussie dollar. Finally, we have New Zealand yen, which did hold this level. You can see we are pulling back. If we actually take to the 4-hour chart, kind of in this range right now, back and forth. So if you're a range trader, there might actually be some opportunities. If you're looking for something with confirmation along the top or bottom, right, we could be trading the range there. Just some ideas to consider in your own analysis. Guys, thank you very much for watching today's market update. We'll see you back next time.